and welcome to Attract Mode, presented by Lady Arcaders. I'm your host, ValeriaAsteria. We have two great showcases for you, but first, Lady Arcaders is an all-women's, inclusive community. We celebrate all things gaming here, from speedruns to casual plays to tutorials even, perhaps. And excuse me. We're going to have a showcase today with Cassette Beasts, Pier of the Unknown DLC, which will be presented by Snowball, as well as Cult of the Lamb, Marriage Percent, by Clockwork Ophelia. Let's get right on into it. Take it away, Snowball.
Hello everyone, my name is Snowball, and this is Cassette Beasts, Pier of the Unknown, Any Percent. Cassette Beast is a monster collecting RPG made by Bitten Studio. Despite this fact, this run is going to be, the majority of it, a 3D platformer. And Pier of the Unknown is the first sort of major DLC for the game. I say first because it's fairly likely that we're going to be getting a second one fairly soon. But that's not important. We're doing Pier of the Unknown Any Percent today. I didn't know that I could get up on the shelf in the cafe. That's cool. And I am also joined by a wonderful commentator today, if you'd like to introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Alys Rujasu. I also speedrun this game, but I speedrun the base game, and I've never speedrun the DLC before, so I'm excited about this.
Yeah, so real quick before the start of the run, I am going to remaster my Allseer into Trifinx, as Trifinx will be the main monster of the run. I have this save file saved right before remastering the Allseer, so that way for marathons and whatnot, I can do a bid war to determine which of all form of Allseer I use, because there are two. The other one is called Kufo. It's a big squid with a pyramid on its head, and it wields a really cool staff. But I'm going to give a quick countdown, and then we are going to be off. I got all the items I need. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you. So first thing I'm going to do is actually nothing to do with the DLC. I am going to come into the, I forgot the name of this building. It's like the town hall, the Ranger HQ, whatever it is. I somehow forgot. But I am going to buy 3 fusion meter upgrades to start the run. I'm also going to not dash, so that way Meredith doesn't get pulled off of the world and then take longer to get over to the rowing boat. And now we are at the pier. So as you can kind of tell already, this is kind of a haunted pier. It's called Brightside Pier, and we are going to now go meet the master of the pier, Gwen. Gwen's a clown. She sells us attraction passes that let us go into the 3 different attractions on the pier. There's the Witch House, there's Fun World, and there is Cosmic Zone. In order to get an attraction pass, I need 4 prize tickets, so I am going to real quick grab 4 prize tickets, assuming I can get up on top of the Witch House. There we go. That button opens up that chest, and then time to get trolled by the merry-go-round, because there's a lever on that horse that usually is much more temperamental than that. So I'm going to grab that one, this one, stand on the strength minigame, run over here and grab the green attraction, accidentally talk to Gwen again, and into the first attraction we go. So this one is pretty much the longest. There's not really any sort of movement skips that you can do in the Witch House. And it's also just a very long area, but because everything is sort of confined into a small space, I'm going to be grabbing pretty much every chest here, because each attraction also has 4 chests with prize tickets in them. So that means that for, at the very least, the Witch House, I can get all of the prize tickets I need for the second one, Fun World, while I'm in here making my way through. I will not be grabbing all 4 in Fun World, though, because 2 of them are kind of slow to get to, especially with some of the really cool movement skips that can be done. I hope that this ghost doesn't get me. Cool, it's way too high. Okay. Wanted to just make sure that Cat 5 is on Meredith, because Meredith has a slightly higher base melee attack stat than all of the other partner characters, and Cat 5 is a fairly powerful melee attacker. I will be switching Trifinx onto her, even though Trifinx uses a ranged attack after this fight for all the other fights, because Meredith goes second, and I want to be using an item on Trifinx for the first 3 turns of most of the fights. Because in this game, attacks cost action points. You gain 2 action points at the start of every turn, and the move that we want to spam with Trifinx Wonderful 7 is a 4 AP cost move. So there is an item that lets you instantly gain 2 more action points. So I will be able to use Wonderful 7 immediately. As soon as the battle starts, I am going to just heal those, swap, hit this switch to lower all of the spikes, grab that prize ticket because it's right next to the path, and go in here. Inside this chest there will be a key to the library, and the library is probably the hardest area in terms of getting a clean bit of platforming through in the entire run. That's one reason why I like to do Witch House first, and also the other reason is I want to do Cosmic Zone last. Because of that being a very large area with the prize ticket chests being very spread out. That should not have worked, and now I am in an encounter with a Haunt Tome, so let's see if I will be able to get the jump. Jumpkin' Ball for safety. That dash onto those books should not have worked that well. I'm very happy about that. Grab that chest, and that should be all of the prize tickets now in the Witch House. So now I just have to get to the end of the library to grab the green engine key. Going through that door takes us right back to the start. Not at all a haunted house on this very frightening pier. But now we are going to go into the first boss fight against one of the infernal engines. I forgot to mention that's what Gwen wants us to do, beat up the engines that are going wild in the all 3 of the attractions. So Wonderful 7 is the move of the day. Base power 90, making it one of the strongest moves in the game, and will give a, in quotation marks, random status effect. I say in quotation marks because there's a funny quirk of how this game works, and I'll let Alys handle the explanation for that one.
Yeah, so with with these runs, you can start the game with, you can specify a seed, because this game has basically a built-in randomizer, but you can specify a seed which is going to determine all of the RNG for, like, fixed encounters. So, like, Snowball knows for this fight, she's going to get poison right off the bat, and she's going to get sleep later on, and those are very effective because poison's going to deal some extra damage. Sleep is going to prevent the enemy from really being a threat or doing anything. So you can route just, like, the exact fight move by move and know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah, now I'm gonna also do something a little bit cool here. I switched Cat 5 out to Ramtasm, which is another astral type monster. And if you hit an astral type monster with an astral type attack, then you gain AP faster. 1 extra action point at the start of each turn. And since this Trifinx is a bootleg astral type, I'm gonna just have Ramtasm use Smack on Trifinx to deal a very minimal amount of damage, but then also give me the extra AP at the start of the turn. Also, Ramtasm is a very powerful monster with the move Galactic Beatdown, which is also a power 90 move, and I'm pretty sure the secondary effect of it is it can't miss. Which is not really that important in this run, but it's just nice for an extra bit of power. And I mentioned that the Trifinx is an astral type bootleg. So bootlegs are effectively this game's version of shiny Pokemon. Alternate color schemes and all that fancy stuff, but with a little bit of an added twist. There are 14 different types in this game, and each monster has one bootleg color scheme for every single type, and its type, when a bootleg monster spawns, is randomized. You can get a bootleg of its original type. Trifinx is originally, I think it's metal in this game. You can get a metal type bootleg Trifinx, even though that's its type by default. Also, depending on the type of the bootleg, its move pool that it can learn will also change a bit. So that's just a fun little bit of tech that I can do because of the specific type of Trifinx that I have. But now we are in Fun World. This is... I'm gonna just have that Charloquin run off the map because Charloquins love to troll. But this is where the really funny movement begins. I'm going to go a bit out of my way to grab this switch to open up that chest so I can get the prize ticket there. But Fun World has 4 different sort of like sections. There's bottom left, top right, bottom right, and I'm going to be completing those in that order. Because I've now finished the bottom left, I hit the switch to open that door that was at the end. I'm going to just completely miss that platform that I actually don't necessarily want to land on. I'm going to actually wait to hit this lever this time because I'm always hitting that lever before my energy recharges, and then I fall in the hole. And it's just really slow. Had the perfect lineup on that block. So now I'm going to pick up an electric block because these are needed to activate certain switches. And also, there's a fun little thing you can do with this block that I'm going to be trying to do over here. Certain monsters, when you record them, give you special overworld moves, like the dash is for... I did not need to do that like that, but it's funny. Well, that's a tragedy. Let's see if I can't glide.
And that's why we hate those.
Yeah, they're very finicky. I think I can do this just from gliding. It's significantly easier if I had the electric block, though. And I went too far. This is where me having poor depth perception really is a hindrance. Okay. But yeah, this high-speed dash that I'm doing is for recording the monster Bulletino. The glide is for recording Dominoth in the game's tutorial. And there's a fun thing with those electric blocks for recording the monster Boltam that I will actually be able to showcase in the next area Cosmic Zone, because that one you've pretty much gotta hit, and it's very easy to retry. Now I'm going to skip the entirety of the bottom right section as well. I probably didn't lose that much time, in all honesty, for sillying around trying to do that glide. All things considered, that was a pretty good fun world. Now we've got the second Infernal Engine, Rose, who is a glitter type. And my fusion meter's full. That's another fun mechanic in Cassette Beasts. You've got a meter that can let you fuse your monsters into a stronger monster. Your stats combine, your move pools combine. You gain 4 AP at the start of each turn instead of 2, which is great, because now I can just Wonderful 7 spam without needing to use any of my canned ice lattes. But because Rose is a glitter type, the way glitter types work is whenever they receive damage from a different type, they will get that type's coating for 3 turns, which effectively turns them into that type. So Rose right now is an astral type because of getting hit by Wonderful 7, which is an astral type move. And then I got hit by Glitter Bomb, which turned my fusion into a glitter type, and then got hit by an astral move, turning me back into an astral type. The glitter type is just lots of fun to just use. So chip damage should KO Rose here. Not quite. Oh, that's right, Guzzle Fuel, which is a second move, and there we go. Oh yeah, all the engines have self-destruct, so after their HP bar drops to 0, they blow up and deal a bunch of fire damage. But that's the second engine down, which means there's only one area left. Also, it's kind of ominous how Gwen just is able to walk through Meredith, don't you think?
Yeah,
I hate Charloquin sometimes.
I gotta say, so far, like, the emphasis on platforming for this DLC has been wild.
Yeah, I think that's true in the vanilla speedrun as well. There's just a lot of platforming in this game for being an RPG.
Yeah. I honestly think that that's really cool that they decided to, like, combine game genres as much as they did in Cassette Beasts.
Yeah, and they did it really well. Like, it would be really easy to try to blend those two game types and do it really awkwardly, but it doesn't feel like you're playing two different games. It feels like it all just kind of gels together.
Yeah.
Hello.
Alright, so I had to go out of my way a little bit to grab 2 extra prize tickets in the overworld, because I only grabbed 2 in Fun World because I skipped the majority of the top right section and the entirety of the bottom right section. But fortunately, those 2 are really quick to grab. Also, you might have seen a little thing behind a gate when I was in that shed next to Fun World. That's a monster called Umbrella. It's one of the strongest monsters in the game, in all honesty, because of some of its status effect moves, and it's kind of bulky on the defensive side. You unlock it by getting every single prize ticket in the DLC, which I think's a pretty cool little reward. Got a little bit greedy on the platforming. This room is super hard to get like the most optimal platforming, but it's really fast and really satisfying looking when you can get it. Get off the switch, Meredith. Thank you. So now we've got the lunar key. Cosmic World is split up into sort of like 4 sections. There's this little area, there's the main area, and then there's the 2 rooms that are blocked by the lunar and solar keys. Now I'm gonna do the electro block trick, and I'm gonna let Alys explain what is even happening.
Yeah, so if you use the electric ability when you stand on one of those, like, electromagnetic blocks, you can fly around, which is really cool and powerful, but it's also just really difficult because it's difficult to influence the direction that you fly, and if you mess up, then you saw how the box just kind of went flying. Like, you can lose that box really easily, and then you have to, like, go get another one. So, it's really, it's really kind of anxiety-inducing when you have to do that in a speed run, because you might, like, lose a run just, like, because that, box just kind of goes flying, or you don't go in the right direction, or whatever.
Yeah, I think between, like, every... I went for something super greedy there. I think between, like, every sort of category I've seen of this game, the electromagnetic block skip here in Cosmic Zone is probably the most forgiving, because if you lose control of the box, you can just fall back into the hole and you will respawn right here on the platform with the box, and the box will also respawn on that platform. Alright, it's not even going to let me try that. Thank you, box. I pressed jump way too late there. This has been a very strange Cosmic Zone so far. There have been, like, little bits, I feel like, of time loss to really silly stuff, and then that box skip at the start was really good. I'm gonna just Jumpkin Ball around because Charloquin is chasing me, being a little troll, and the All-Seer was trying to aggro me there, so there we go. Charloquin, as you have probably guessed from this run so far, is really, really irritating to deal with in a speedrun because they love just walking right up to you. And when they're that close, it's really hard to avoid the encounters. They don't aggro you like All-Seer and Minor Tom, which is the little rocket ship guy right there, but I feel like they're much more prone to chasing after you. Oh, come on.
Oh, I thought you had it.
I was a little bit worried that Charloquin was a little bit too close to the middle of the doorway. Now we've got our third engine, Raven, who is an astral type. This fight is honestly pretty much the longest one of, I think actually, not just the engines, but just the longest fight in this run. Because type doesn't match up well for going fast, and also just very, I don't know, feels bulkier than the other engines. But back to the canned ice latte strats. Just to make sure that I can be spamming Wonderful 7 as much as possible. I'm going to actually switch to Ramtasm kind of early, This is much earlier than I normally do that, so hopefully I don't get punished for it. But we got the poison on now, which is really good. Do I still have a... Yes, I do. I still have one left, so I'm going to use that. And then Wonderful 7, and then next turn I will be healing my Trifinx. Actually... Yeah, I think I was supposed to heal Trifinx that turn because I forgot about Gear Shear. Fortunately, Trifinx just barely survives, so I guess I wasn't forgetting anything. Yeah, let's heal up so that way Trifinx doesn't get knocked out. That would be bad. I do have an item that would let me instantly revive Trifinx, but that would just waste a couple turns because I'd then have to switch. But now that I'm out of the lattes, I am going to just... You know what, I'm going to Shooting Star this turn. Now it's just brute force my way through the rest of the fight, pretty much. So having Galactic Beatdown with that base power 90 is very, very nice. Also having Raven asleep is very handy as well. Okay, that's AP Drain. That's literally useless against Raven because of the whole... An Astral type gets hit by an Astral type move. And, they get AP boost. So getting AP Drain really doesn't do anything because you're always hitting Raven with a bunch of Astral type moves. So that AP boost is very quickly going to get up to that 16 turn of AP boost max that it's at right now. And AP Drain only takes 3 of those turns off and then immediately puts those 3 turns right back on. So that's like the one status effect you don't want to see from Wonderful 7 against an Astral type. But now, something interesting is going to happen.
Huh?
Gwen didn't show up. So, now, this is going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go back to Magicrab, warp back to the cafe, heal, and
Bonjour.
buy that and a Perfusili. Perfusili is a really cool item that, when you use it, instantly charges your fusion meter. And fusion is really important for what is coming up here. This also, I love being able to warp to Magicrab because that just cuts out so much waiting. But now we find out that Gwen built the engines with humans as her base. She turned humans into the infernal engines. So now we've got to go stop her. So yeah, things got very serious very quickly. Now we have to fight Gwen. And this is the final fight of the run. Time will not be after the fight. There's a little bit more text. So I will be calling for that a little bit after the fight. But now we're up against Archangel Gwenevere. Turns out she's an Archangel, and I forgot to use the Perfusili before the fight. That's fine because using it in the fight doesn't actually take up a turn, which is very, very nice. Now it's very important that I continue the Wonderful 7 spam throughout the entire fight, because if I don't, then she will be able to start using Bad Joke, which is slow. She will use Be Random, which randomly selects any move from the game to use. That's also slow and can be very, very bad. Also, I don't want this fight to go long enough for her to really get a chance to use Topsy-Turvy and capitalize on it. Topsy-Turvy is her special, like, max AP Archangel attack that deals a decent chunk of damage and also confuses the target. And confusion is very bad to get hit by, because sometimes you'll just use a different move than the one you selected, and That's very bad in this fight. It can spiral out of control instantaneously. I was about to say, that should be sleep. Now she's in her second phase. The music in this entire game is unbelievably good, but all of Gwen's themes, her overworld theme reprise, both of her battle themes, I absolutely adore her. So this fight should be one more turn unless she gets KO'd by Leeched, which I don't think she does. Oh, she actually will. So time is going to be when the big green rectangle pops up on the screen saying that I completed the Pier of the Unknown quest line, so be ready on that. And time.
Until next time.
GG.
GG.
Thank you. That was Cassette Beasts, Pier of the Unknown, any percent. What was my ending time, by the way?
28:05.
That is a 1 second PB.
Nice.
Congrats.
That is so funny. Thank you. I think I might have lost the sub 28 to falling in the hole twice while trying to glide on the new skip in Fun World, but we take the one. We take the 1 second PB. Yeah, I'm gonna give a few quick shout outs. Shout outs to Bin Studio and Raw Fury for making and publishing this game. It is one of my favorite games of all time, probably my game of 2023. Shout outs to the Cassette Beasts speedrunning community for being super cool. Shout outs to Alys for joining on commentary for the run. Shout outs to Lady Arcaders for having me and letting me showcase this DLC. I genuinely love it so much. Shameless plug, you can find me on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Blue Sky at SnowballSMB. I do some Cassette Beasts. I do lots and lots of Sonic, Amy Rose categories. And some other games occasionally too, like Super Monkey Ball. Yeah, that's gonna be all from me. What about you, Alys? Where can everyone find you?
You can find me at Twitch at Alys Rujasu. I'm on Blue Sky. It's rujasu.net. You can find me at YouTube. It's Rujasu55. I play a little of the base game of Cassette Beasts. I've been playing some Neon Beats lately. I speedrun some other stuff, some retro games, indie games. I don't stream like a ton, but I'm gonna try to do more of that. But yeah, I'm just happy that I could be here and watch this exciting run, which was a PB. So yeah, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you both so much for being here. Everyone in the audience, stick around because we have one more showcase and we're gonna get that set up. Thank you again, Ophelia, as well as Snowball, for those wonderful showcases. Our next showcase will be in a week from now on Sunday, and you'll be seeing myself and MBZ again, along with Eliza. We'll be reprising our Fear the Spotlight race, blind race from last year to celebrate its recent full release, which is, if not already, it's in a few days. This time, all three of us will be going at it against each other to tackle the new content. And remember, if you want to show off some game-related content that you love, we have room for 2 showcases a week, Thursday at 9 p.m. and Sunday 2 p.m. Eastern Time for those. And we're always looking for more submissions. So get those in by going to ladyarcaders.com/start. Also, coming up next month is Lag Jam, Lady Arcaders' first game development jam. It'll be from Thursday, November 14th to Sunday, the 17th. You can type !Lag Jam in the chat for more info on that. Now, like always, stick around for the raid. Alice at Wonderland is running a mutual aid marathon to raise money for medical expenses, so that's where we're going to be headed. Thank you all again for joining us, and have a great rest of your day.